press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello dear students, so let me continue part number 22 from systems of particle and rotational motion. So anyhow, in the previous session I covered some meaning of rolling motion. So what is the rolling motion? So rolling motion is the combination of translatory motion and rotational motion. Anyhow, we know rigid body have translational motion, rigid body have rotatory motion, and that combination we can call it as a rolling motion. So rolling motion is the combination of translational and rotatory motion of a rigid body. Anyhow, we know if you consider only translatory motion of a body, then all the particles on a body moves with some uniform speed, nothing but all are moves with a velocity of center of mass. Okay, if any body is rolling on horizontal surface, then in translatory motion all the particles will move with a velocity of center of mass, VCM. And if you consider the rotatory motion, each and every particle moves with a speed of r omega. Of course, omega is the angular velocity of the rolling body. Okay, now let me find velocity at any point of a rolling body. So write down the heading, velocity of any point at a rolling body or velocity at any instantaneous point. Write down velocity at any point or any instantaneous point on a rolling body. So simple formula, velocity at any instantaneous point on a rolling body. Anyhow, in the last class we calculated velocity at bottom A, B, C, D, at different points I calculated, and we know some conditions. We know, let me recall what I covered in the last session. So we know if velocity of center of mass which is equivalent to r omega, then this is what is that condition? That is the condition for pure rolling. So keep in mind, VCM is equals to r omega is the condition for pure rolling. If so this is the condition for pure rolling, and if velocity of center of mass greater than r omega, then we know the body shifts forward, the body moves forward. Okay, it slides forward. So this is the body. If VCM is greater, then the body slips forward. It will slip forward like this. Once the body slips forward, it's very clear, frictional force, no doubt it will act away, means opposite to the motion of a body, that we know. And see, this frictional force trying to decrease the velocity of center of mass, because it slips forward means once the body slips or the body slides forward, then frictional force tries to decrease the velocity of center of mass. Frictional force will reduce the velocity of center of mass, and if you take this as a point O, now this frictional force about this point will create some torque. Yeah, force and perpendicular distance is nothing but what? Torque. I hope you remembered. Frictional force and radius. This is the radius. So that radius will create torque. Of course, that torque due to what? Torque due to frictional force. So the torque due to frictional force will increases the angular speed. Of the body. Okay, torque due to frictional force will increases angular velocity of the rolling body, and frictional force decreases the velocity of center of mass. After some time, pure rolling will start. Once the pure rolling will start, then condition is VCM is equals to r omega. V final is equals to R omega. So that is the condition for pure rolling. So when the body slides forward, keep in mind, keep these 2 points in mind. So what are the 2 points? When a body slides forward, tell me when it slides forward, if velocity of center of mass greater than R omega. If velocity of center of mass of the each and every particle greater than R omega, then that body slides forward. Once the body slides forward, frictional force will reduces the linear speed. Frictional force reduces the velocity of center of mass, and torque due to frictional force will tries to increase the angular velocity of the rolling body. After some time, pure rolling will start. So after some time, pure rolling will start, and the condition for pure rolling, final velocity which is equivalent to R omega. Pure rolling will start. Okay, just I am recalling the previous class. And if the velocity of center of mass is less than R omega, then tell me now, velocity of center of mass is less than R omega, then here this is the condition, body slides forward. Of course, we can use the equations also. After some time, pure rolling will start. First sliding means you can apply the conservation of linear momentum. You will get one equation. Apply the conservation of linear momentum. If V is the linear speed, mv is equals to force into time. Force nothing but frictional force into time. You will get one equation. Okay. And after some time, pure rolling will start. Pure rolling will start means, so use the torque as 0. Total torque is 0. Nothing but force into distance as 0. Fk into R as 0. Fk into R as 0. Force into distance. Torque as 0. Condition for rotational equilibrium. Okay. So use 2 concepts for rolling motion. You write one equation when a body is in translatory motion. Tell me what type of equation you have to use when a body is in translatory motion? Linear momentum. And if the body rotates, then you can go for net external torque acting on a body is 0. So take torque acting on a body about this point O is 0. You will get tau is equal to 0, one equation. T is equal to 0, another equation. Solve the 2 equation, then we will get speed of the rolling body. Okay, based on the given data, we can take 2 equations here. One equation in translatory motion. Already we done some problems in previous classes. One more equation by considering a rotational motion. Solve the 2 equations, you will get the answer. Okay, we can find what is that Vf. Okay, if Vcm is less than R omega, then Vcm is less, then body slides backward. Okay, slides backward, frictional force will act like this. Frictional force act in this direction, body slides backward, and here frictional force will tries to increase the velocity of center of mass. Frictional force increases the velocity of center of mass. Torque due to frictional force will decrease the angular speed. Quite opposite conditions. Will decreases the angular speed. Here also you will get 2 equations. One is a translatory equilibrium equation, another one is rotational equilibrium equations. Solve the 2 equations again after some time. If the pure rolling will start, and the condition for pure rolling is Vf is equals to R omega. Okay, so this is somewhat better comparing to the previous one. Okay, so we know when it slips forward, when it slips backward, and the conditions I written. What happened because of the frictional force and because of the torque due to frictional force. Okay, torque due to Fk. Okay, now let me find, let us find velocity at any instantaneous point. So anyhow we calculated velocity at the bottom, at the middle, at somewhere top, at somewhere, and of course I given one more name. I hope you remember the name, instantaneous axis of rotation. I think you remember IAR, instantaneous axis of rotation. Otherwise we can call it as ICOR, instantaneous center of rotation. ICOR, instantaneous center of rotation. Let us see how to find out the velocity at any instantaneous point. Okay, let us suppose this is the rolling body which is rolling on horizontal surface whose radius is r. Let us suppose at any instant of time particle is here, okay, at p. It makes something angle theta with respect to the vertical I am taking. With respect to vertical, I am taking like this. Here, this will gives what? Velocity of center of mass. That is nothing but velocity of center of mass. All the particles have linear velocity, nothing but all the particles move with a velocity of center of mass. Everywhere VCM is straight line parallel to the floor. Yeah, parallel to the floor. And if you draw the tangent, this tangent gives what? R omega. Tangent gives r omega. If you draw the tangent here, that will gives r omega, rotational speed. Okay, omega is the angular speed. And see, when from geometry, if this is theta, this is also theta. Use the geometry correctly. This is theta, opposite angles theta. If this is theta, this is 90 minus theta. Why? Because these two lines are perpendicular. So, theta, this is theta, 90 minus theta, and these two also perpendicular. This line also perpendicular. If this is 90 minus theta, what is this angle? Theta. Yeah, internal external angles are same, theta. I hope you know these things, theta. These two velocities have a resultant velocity. So, the resultant velocities looks like this. Use like a parallelogram law. So, if you extend, you will get some parallelogram law. Got it? I hope you remembered parallelogram law of addition of vectors. So, if A bar, B bar are any two vectors, then resultant vector, the magnitude of the resultant vector r is equal to root of a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta, where that theta is the angle between two vectors. A bar, B bar are the two vectors. Now, here what is the angle between the two? Theta. What are the two vectors? One is VCM. Of course, VCM is equals to r omega. What is another one? R omega. Okay. So, resultant velocity we can write it as root of V1 square, nothing but VCM square. This is also VCM value for pure rolling VCM, because I am concentrating on only pure rolling without slipping. If rolling with sliding, then some equations will come, right side part is there. That is the case, rolling with sliding forward, sliding backward. Use two equation, translatory motion equation, rotatory motion equation. Here also the same thing. So, I will cover one problem also, don't worry. VCM square, r omega also nothing but what? VCM square 2 VCM cos theta. So, what is this? All are equal vectors. Then you know 2v cos theta by 2. See, v square, 2v square cos theta. Okay, take 2v square outside, it becomes 2v, 1 plus cos theta. 1 plus cos theta is what? 2 cos square theta by 2 minus 1. Inside, see, if I take 2VCM outside, inside 1 plus cos theta will get, because, sorry, take VCM outside, root of, if you take 2 common, 1 plus cos theta. 1 plus cos theta is 2 cos square theta by 2 minus 1. Minus 1 plus 1 cancelled. 2, 4. 4 you take it outside. Then what is the value you will get? 2 VCM cos theta by 2. So, this is the resultant velocity. This theta is the angle with vertical. Angle with vertical. For suppose if they given this theta with horizontal, cos becomes sine. Okay. So, let us suppose if they given theta with horizontal, right now theta I have taken with vertical. If theta with horizontal, then what is the value? V resultant is equals to 2V sin theta by 2. Cos 180 minus theta minus cos theta, 1 minus cos theta you will get here. 1 minus cos theta nothing but 2 sin square theta by 2 minus 1. So, after the calculations you will get 2V or VCM sin theta by 2. Okay. So, use this formula to get the previous answers also. For suppose let us check the previous answer. Here we calculated, find the resultant velocity at A, B, C, D everywhere. At B, at C you check, at D you check. Okay, any point. R is the radius. R is the radius. Tell me at A this is shifted here. This point is shifted to the A. Then right now point P is here and at A point is shifted. What is the angle covered by the particle? 180 cos 180 by 2. 2 into VCM cos 180 by 2. At A theta becomes how much? If I use this one 180, if I use this 0. Okay. So, right now I am using first formula 2V cos theta by 2. Theta becomes 180, VR is equals to 2 VCM cos 180 by 2, cos 180 by 2, cos 90, 0. What is VR? Yesterday I told, because the body is in contact with the surface, then I return resultant velocity is 0, then I got VCM minus R omega as 0, I got VCM is equal to R omega. What is VR? Resultant velocity at this point A, 0. If they ask to find at C or at B, you find it at B, at P, clear 2V cos theta by 2, at B theta 0, then tell me VR is equals to 2 VCM cos 0 by 2 VCM, otherwise 2 R omega, just you know the last one, double. At C theta becomes 90, I am using this formula, theta becomes 90, VR is equals to 2 VCM cos of 90 by 2, cos 45, 1 by root 2. So, root 2 VCM root 2 R omega. So, I think you got the same thing. They may give 120 degrees, they may give here, if they ask you to find 120 degrees, you try to find it. Okay. So, take this thing, theta with vertical formula 2V cos theta by 2, theta with horizontal formula 2V sin theta by 2. Okay. Follow the process and try to get the value at any instantaneous point. For suppose they given here, particle makes something 120 degrees with vertical, you write 2 VCM cos 120 by 2, cos 60 by 2, so you will get some number. Try it. Yeah, completed. Let us try one more problem I will give you here. And one more thing you observe, yesterday I used a word, means in the last class, instantaneous axis of rotation. How that axis is possible means just you draw a normal to the resultant velocity. Okay, wherever you will get a resultant velocity, just you draw a normal. If you draw the normal, then you will get the instantaneous axis of rotation. For suppose, see, this is the resultant velocity. Yeah, this is the resultant velocity. Now let me draw the normal. Still is not clear. See, this is ICOR. Okay. This is what? ICOR, instantaneous axis of rotation, or otherwise ICOR, instantaneous center of rotation. Don't worry, I will give you one problem based on this. Now let me continue next one. Find resultant velocity of the particle P as shown. Do it this problem. Find resultant velocity of the particle P as shown. They given this one. They given something 60 degrees. Do it fast. What is the resultant velocity of this? If you know the formula, you apply the formula directly, otherwise you follow the process. So at here there is a VCM, no need to write all these things. There is a R omega, of course these two for pure rolling, these two are equal, and the resultant. And how much this angle? 60. Then what is our formula? V resultant at this point is 2 VCM cos theta by 2, 2 VCM cos 60 by 2, 2 VCM cos 30 root 3 by 2, root 3 VCM, otherwise root 3 R omega. Simple question. They may ask, they may give 120 degrees, whatever, 37 degrees, 37 also you know clearly, 3, 4, 5 triangle. Okay, take this. Let me continue. Kinetic energy of a rolling body. So after the rolling body, I will continue one problem based on instantaneous axis of rotation. So write down heading kinetic energy of a rolling body. Anyhow, we know rotational kinetic energy. What is the rotational kinetic energy? If I is the moment of inertia and omega is the angular speed. See, in the last class I compared all the equations. Linear kinetic energy is half mv square. Rotational kinetic energy is half I omega square. Half m is replaced by I. Okay, moment of inertia. V here replaced by omega. Force in linear motion is replaced by here torque. Okay, so here see the heading, write down kinetic energy of a rolling body. Let us suppose the body is rolling on horizontal surface. So consider a body of mass m whose radius is something r whatever. Okay, consider a body of mass m which is rolling on right now smooth horizontal surface. So body of mass m, radius r, moving with an angular speed omega, and it's rolling on horizontal surface. And see the central particle have linear speed, nothing but velocity of center of mass. So due to the velocity of center of mass or due to the translatory motion, it will have translational kinetic energy, and due to the rotatory motion, it will have rotational kinetic energy. Then the total kinetic energy will be split up into two parts. Some part because of translatory motion of the body, remaining part because of rotatory motion of the rigid body about its own axis, Now the total kinetic energy of the rolling body, the total kinetic energy of a rolling body, which is equivalent to kinetic energy of the body due to the translational motion plus kinetic energy of the body due to the rotational motion. Kinetic energy because of translational and because of the rotational. Now Ke, let me write Ke, this is total, Ke total. Translational is what? Half m v square. Rotational, half I omega square. Okay, so this is the equation of the total kinetic energy of a rolling body, that is half mv square plus half I omega square. We can extend this equation into some parallaxis theorem also. Okay, if you extend, you will get some parallaxis theorem. like I naught you will get mr square into something v square you will get. Otherwise, let me write like this: half mv square half this can be written as I is the, I am writing I as something mk square, k is the radius of gyration, k is the radius of gyration, okay, and omega v square by r square. V is equal to r omega, omega is equal to v by r, omega square is v square by r square. Half m v square, half m v square, take it outside, half m v square. Of course, half m v square is what? Pure translational kinetic energy. This is the pure translational kinetic energy. 1 plus what? K square by r square. So, this is the kinetic energy, total kinetic energy of a rolling body. Half mv square 1 plus k square by r square. Let us suppose, let something k square by r square is anyhow constant, k square by r square, let us take something beta, then what is the another format of kinetic energy of a rolling body? We can write half m v square 1 plus beta. K square by r square I am taking 1 beta. Beta is a constant. Why? Because k square r square. If it is a ring, tell me, for a ring, I is equal to mr square. I you write mk square. Mk square is equal to mr square. Cancelled. K square by r square is equal to 1. If it is a ring, if ring is rolling on horizontal surface, k square by r square is 1. If it is a disk, 1 by 2. Okay, I will continue that also. So, k square by r square is a number that I am taking as another constant, something beta, k, alpha or whatever. K already there. So, beta otherwise alpha or gamma, whatever. So, this is the total kinetic energy of a rolling body. Now, let us see what fraction of total kinetic energy is there in the initial kinetic energy, in the initial rotational energy. So, take this first. Let me write the fraction. So, let me write the fraction of translational kinetic energy in the total kinetic energy. How much part is there? Whether it is half part or some other part, that we do not know exactly. Let us write the fractional energy. So, let me write one equation. Fractional translational energy in total kinetic energy. Fraction of translational kinetic energy in total KE, total kinetic energy, fraction of translational. So, fraction of translational nothing but KET by KE total. This is translational. What is translational kinetic energy? Half m v square. Directly we can write from here only. Half m v square. What is the total? Half m v square 1 plus beta. So, half m v square cancelled, 1 by 1 plus beta. So, 1 by 1 plus beta. If we know the beta value, we can find the ratio, fraction of translational kinetic energy in the total kinetic energy. We can find the ratio. So, if it is a ring, beta is 1 by 1 plus 1. So, 1 by 2. If they ask in percentages, multiply 100, 1 by 2 into 100, something 50%. Okay. So, fraction of translational kinetic energy in the total kinetic energy. In the same way, you try to extend for fraction of rotational kinetic energy in the total kinetic energy. Extend that formula, fraction of rotational kinetic energy in the total KE. Fraction of rotational kinetic energy in the total KE. So, these type of problems are important. So, keep in mind, rotationally is half I omega square, total half m v square, half I omega square by half m v square 1 plus beta. You change the v value, otherwise you change the I or omega. So let me change I and omega, it's better. I is mk square, omega is v square by r square, mv square 1 plus beta. mv square, mv square, mv square cancelled. K square by r square by 1 plus beta. What is k square by r square? What I assume? K square by r square I considered as a beta. Beta is a number. So beta by beta plus 1 is the fraction of what? Beta by beta plus 1 is the fraction of rotational kinetic energy in the total kinetic energy. So keep all these formulas in mind. So these will help a lot in solving some basic level of questions. Okay, some questions are covered in your assignment sheet. Use all these knowledge and solve the assignment problems. Okay, take this now. Okay, so write down the next heading, write down the next one. Rolling a body on inclined plane. Write down the heading, rolling a body on inclined plane, and in brackets mention condition for pure rolling on inclined plane. So write down heading, rolling a body on inclined plane, rolling a body on inclined plane, in brackets condition for pure rolling. So important, this is also condition for pure rolling, means how much friction is there, means should be there on inclined surface. If there is no friction, if any body is there on inclined surface, on a smooth inclined surface, the body will slide, the body does not roll. Okay, so they given something, a rolling body on inclined plane. See, if this surface is smooth, if any body is placed on smooth inclined surface, if you place any body on smooth inclined surface, then that body will slide, it will not roll. So something minimum coefficient of friction should be there, so that the body will roll on this inclined plane. So some friction should be there on this, that value. See, this is the some rough surface, not rough exactly, some friction should be there, because no surface is a perfectly smooth surface. If it is a perfectly smooth surface, if you place any body on that smooth surface, the body will slide, it will not roll. If any friction is there in between the body and the surface, definitely the body will roll. Let us see how much friction will be there, so that the body will roll on an inclined surface. So let us consider a body which is rolling on inclined surface. See, this is the body which is rolling on inclined surface, a body of mass m, radius something r. Okay, you can place block or anything. So whose mass is m, radius is r. Okay, let us give something name A, B, something C. Inclined plane height is h, this is something L, length of the inclined plane is L, and you know the components, resolve the components. Weight of this body always, weight of the body always acts vertically downwards. And what is this? You know well. What is this name? Normal reaction force. And this is how much? If this is theta, this is also theta. So normal reaction force always acts perpendicular to the contact surface. See, this is the contact surface. Normal reaction force always acts perpendicular to the contact surface. Resolve the weight into two components. We done plenty of things, plenty of resolutions in previous chapters, like in laws of motion, in everywhere. So what is this component? Mg cos theta. What is this component? mg sin theta. And see, friction is there, something mu. Mu is the coefficient of friction. Tell me which side the frictional force will act. So frictional force will act in this direction, Fk. Okay, something O. See the forces acting on a body. If it is a perfectly smooth surface, the body will slide. That body does not roll. So if any friction is there, definitely the body will roll. If any friction is available, let us see how much that friction coefficient should be there, so that the body will roll on an inclined plane with an angle of inclination theta. And of course this rolling also based on this theta also. Okay, theta also plays the main role. Weight of the body, mg acts vertically downwards, and normal reaction acts perpendicular to the contact surface. This weight is resolved into two components. One is mg cos theta, another one is mg sin theta. And frictional force acts opposite to the motion of a body. Okay, it is not always opposite to the motion of a body. You know, in block and block concepts in previous chapter, it acts in the direction of motion of the body also. It acts in the direction of motion of the body. You know that in block on block, just to recall it, frictional force acts not only in the direction, not only opposite to the motion of a body, it acts in the direction of motion of the body also. Anyhow, now from this diagram, just apply the free body diagram concept for this body, then net force we can write it as mg along the inclined surface. I am applying mg sin theta minus Fk. mg sin theta minus Fk. F are nothing but ma. So mg sin theta minus Fk. Fk nothing but mu kn. Fk nothing but mu kn. Let us keep this equation as it is one. Okay. Now let us take the torque, because the body is rolling, so rotating, taking torque about O. Taking torque about O. Now the torque about O, see at O mg sin theta will act. So this will not create any torque here. This mg sin theta act from the center, not from the bottom. If it acts from the bottom, this also creates some torque about O. I think you know how to find out the torque problems. I spent some 3 to 4 sessions based on the torque. Mg sin theta does not create a torque. Mg does not create a torque about O. Mg cos theta also does not create a torque. N also. Tell me which one will create a torque about O? Only one force. Tell me the name of the force. Fk. Fk, and if R is the radius, Fk R. So torque about O is what? Fk R. Fk R. This is I alpha. I is the moment of inertia of that body. Fk R. Okay. What is alpha? I think you remember the formula. V is equal to R omega. If you apply the differentiation, A is equal to R alpha. Alpha is equal to what? A by R. Fk R. So A is equals to Fk by I R square. Okay. Let us take this is equation number 2. Simply I am extending. Directly here only we can write. Okay. A is equal to Fk by I R square. So from equation 1, from 1, what is 1? Ma, mg sin theta minus Fk. What is Ma? A is Fk by I R square. Okay. Mg sin theta minus Fk. Take Fk left. Fk by I am writing so many steps. Fk mg sin theta. Okay. Take Fk common. Mr square. I nothing but mk square plus 1. Mg sin theta. So Fk, what is Fk? Mu n r square k square mg sin theta. What is n? N from the diagram, mg cos theta. Mu mg cos theta 1 plus r square by k square mg sin theta. mg. Tell me the tan theta value from this. Tan theta, which is equivalent to 2, or let me write mu is equal to, take cos tan theta 1 plus r square by k square. See, this value will be there, and the condition for pure rolling is, therefore the condition for pure rolling is mu, it should be greater than or equal to tan theta 1 plus r square by k square, otherwise mu greater than or equal to tan theta 1 plus 1 by beta. See, beta is r square by k square, sorry, beta is k square by r square. Now tan theta 1 by beta. So the condition for pure rolling, I got it as mu greater than or equal to tan theta by 1 plus r square by k square. Earlier I took some k square by r square as what? Beta. Then I got tan theta by 1 plus 1 by beta. If we know this as a something disk, what is beta? 1 by 2. I will show you what is that beta. Beta is k square by r square. I is equal to mr square by 2. Left side you write mk square. Mk square is equal to mr square by 2. For a disk, I is equal to mr square by 2. Left side mk square. Mk square is equal to mr square by 2. Cancelled. K square by r square. How much? 1 by 2. If it is a disk, you write k as a, sorry, beta as a 1 by 2. So if it is rolling down an inclined plane of angle something 45 degrees, take theta as a 45. Tan 45, 1 by 1 plus 1 by 2. 1 plus 1 by 2 nothing but totally you will get 2 by 3. 2 by 3 means something point. It is less than 1. Okay. So mu greater than that value. So take this derivations, complete derivations. Condition for pure rolling. Formula is important to solve variety of questions. They may give theta, they may give beta and all. For suppose, see, you try to this one, mu greater than or equal to tan theta by 1 plus beta, 1 plus 1 by beta. Follow the derivation? Yeah. Let us see some values, what is, how to get the beta values. Let me rub this one. Let me find out the beta values. If possible, you keep all the values in mind. For suppose they given like this. Okay, I will do the problem later. Let me find the values of beta. No need, directly we can expect. For a ring about its center, passing through center perpendicular to the plane. For a ring, what is basic formula? Mr square. This is mk square, mr square. Then what is k square by r square? 1. K square by r square is 1 means what? Beta is 1. Yeah. Next, you try for a disk. Mr square by 2 about its center perpendicular to the plane. I hope you remembered all these formulas. Mr square by 2 is the axis passing through center perpendicular to the plane of the disk. This I is mk square. Mr square by 2. So k square by r square is 1 by 2, beta is equal to 1 by 2. Keep the value of beta in mind. Beta is 1 by 2 for a disk. When disk is rolling, beta you substitute as 1 by 2 when disk rolls. For a solid sphere, you write it, you will write it for a solid sphere. If solid sphere rolls on inclined plane, for a solid sphere, I is equal to formula. If the solid sphere rolls on inclined plane, I is equals to 2 by 5 mr square. Speed up these things, basic things only. Next, I want to find what is the acceleration of a rolling body on inclined plane, time taken by the body, and velocity of a rolling body. If two different bodies or three different bodies are rolling on inclined plane, then which one is going to reach the ground in a short time, which will take some more time, which velocity is more, which acceleration is more. I am going to continue everything. So, first let us finish the beta values. So, what is this? mk square 2 by 5 mr square k square by r square 2 by 5, beta is 2 by 5. Tell me for hollow sphere beta 2 by 3. Hollow sphere beta is 2 by 3. Solid sphere, hollow sphere, solid cylinder. If solid cylinder will rolls, solid cylinder nothing but it's circular disc. Solid sphere cylinder, if you see from the one side view, it looks like a circular disc is rolling on inclined plane. If solid sphere is rolling, for suppose, see they given something 30 degrees inclined plane, find mu as shown in figure. Solid sphere, this is solid sphere. If you see from this view, looks like a disc about this axis, about this axis. So this is the solid sphere which is rolling on inclined plane. Then what is the mu value? Do it fast. So mu which is greater than or equal to what? Tan theta by 1 plus r square by k square. Otherwise tan theta by 1 plus 1 by beta greater than tan 30 by 1 plus 1 by beta. Beta how much for a disk? Beta for a disk is 1 by 2. Beta for a disk is 1 by 2. So greater than or equal to, this is 1 by 1 by 2. So how much it is now? 2. Okay. So tan 30 by 3. Substitute the tan 30 value and by 3 you will get some number. So root 3 tan 30 1 by 2 root 3 by 2 1 by root 3 1 by 3 root 3 you will get. Okay, substitute the values, you will get 1 by 3 root 3. So use this knowledge to solve some problems from your assignment sheet or any other material, any material. If you open some Pearson material, you can solve the problem from Pearson. Otherwise in assignment also plenty of good questions are covered. Some questions are covered on conservation of angular momentum. Use I1 omega 1 is equal to I2 omega 2, you will get the answer. Okay, a ball hits a rod at certain distance, then what is the linear speed of the rod, angular speed of the rod, they will ask what is the angular velocity omega. Okay, those type of questions are given, you try to solve it, because I compared so many equations in the last class. I hope you remembered all the equations. Kinematic equations in rotatory motion I written, omega is equal to omega naught plus alpha t. So use all those formulas and solve the problems. Okay, next I will continue some other equations in rolling motion.